We've seen a number of these explosions in different factories and different oil refineries and other places all across Russia. Ukraine will have agents that they have recruited, and those agents will have been trained in sabotage operations. A couple of days ago, we had more drones over Moscow, and the Russians claimed that they either shot them down or interdicted them with electronic warfare. But it's part of a wider program. And this wider program is effectively like the Second World War special operations, executive operations. And they're being controlled almost certainly by the head of the Ukrainian military intelligence, the GUR, and his name is General Budanov. And Budanov is a commando by background. And he likes this sort of direct action capability, but it's having some real effect. And we saw that at explosions at a military optical factory, or on the grounds of a military optical factory in Sergiev Pozad, and it was the Zagorsk optical plant that makes thermal imagers and other optical devices for Russian military equipment. It was allegedly a fireworks and explosives factory that was in the same grounds as the plant that went off. One dead and large numbers of people injured, and it looked as if the plant itself was completely flattened by the size of the explosion. We've seen a number of these explosions in different factories and different oil refineries and other places all across Russia. And of course, there's also a campaign going on with the Russian railways, both inside Russia and the Belarusian railways as well, where trains seem to mysteriously derail, and that causes huge problems. The Russians rely on the railway network for their logistics supply, and these special operations type operations are having collectively over time a significant effect in Russia's ability to continue to prosecute its defensive operations against the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians will be conducting their special operations, executive type operations in a number of different ways. They will have agents that they have recruited across Russia, and those agents will have been trained in sabotage operations and everything else, and will be linked up by special forces from Ukraine and capabilities delivered to them. There will be disaffected people across Russia who will just associate themselves with what's going on, and they're sort of slightly less out of control. But the little cells that there will be around Russia and elsewhere will be trying to meet up with them so that things can become properly coordinated. And looking at the discipline behind a large number of the attacks that are going on, it is quite clear to me that this is something that has been controlled by Budanov. And then you get other things like a couple of months ago, we had a Russian element that had fought for the Ukrainian army decide that they were going to attack into Russia in the Belgorod area and capture a couple of the villages that were there before withdrawing. It's all about sending messages to Vladimir Putin and to the Russians that they can still be attacked inside their home country where they think they're safe. And it also helps bring the message out to the Russian people that there is a conflict going on. And that flies in the face of what Vladimir Putin is trying to suggest, that everything is happening inside Ukraine and it's Russia defending against NATO. When the fight comes to Moscow, the people of Moscow will start to ask questions, and that's important. The UK has just announced that it's finished training 1,000 Ukrainian commandos. They're all Marine commandos, have been helping them train on raids across waterways, using small boats, using anti-tank and anti-air capabilities to provide ambushes. And I think this is significant because something that we don't see published that much is that Ukraine has got a small bridgehead across the Dnipro Delta inside Russian territory that the Russians have been trying to take back for quite some time. It's just got light troops in it, mainly special forces, but another 1,000 troops going up and down, raiding across that Dnipro area will provide the Russians with a significant headache, and they're going to have to consider what they do from a defensive posture in case that bridgehead is expanded. It'll never be something where you can get heavy equipment across and armor across, but even if the Ukrainians manage to get some light and wheeled artillery across, then that could continue to disrupt the Russian lines of communication, the logistic lines of communication, and impact on command and control and other activities that are going on in that land bridge that they have so carefully fought for between Crimea and the disputed Donbass and then Russia.